Honorable, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Let's quickly meet you for official reasons. Your name and your portfolio, sir.
My name is Honorable Samson Osagi, the former minority whip of the House of Representatives.
Yes, sir. Gubernatorial election 19th of September 2020. How prepared is your political party, which is APC, in Edo State?
Well, the APC is very well prepared. You are aware that until recently, Edo State was an APC state. Therefore, the fact that the governor, who was elected on the platform of APC, decided to jump ship and pitch them with the PDP, which of course the process is started long ago. We are very well prepared for this election. That's much I can say. Our party members have been well mobilized. They have been well sensitized. The electorate have been sensitized on a daily basis. You know, this 2020 election is a unique one in that we are not going to be able to have rallies that we used to have. There are protocols to be observed.
Yes.
Are put forward by INEC and NCDC. So the Edo people know that the APC is the party for Edo State.
Yeah. Against that background, what would you say your artilleries are right now?
Well, the party is putting finishing touches to its various strategies, which I cannot put in the public domain right now.
Yes.
And some of our activities are being carried out to reach the electorate directly on a one-on-one basis, on the street-to-street campaign, on the home-to-home campaign, one-on-one campaign. So work is going on in every 192 ward of the state, and our strategies are to reach the people who are to vote.
At the grassroots, especially.
Yes.
All right, the man, Pastor Izzy-Yamo, everybody talks about him, but personally, how can you define his personality?
Well, he's a great mobilizer, a great political icon. He's been around in the political scene for a very long period. He's a great political icon in Edo State who has the capacity to mobilize people to work. He has such a leadership credential that distinguishes him from the current governor. He's able to listen and understand people's needs, people's feelings. He has a high dose of emotional intelligence in dealing with people and the problem of the society. So he's such a round peg in the round hole at this point in time that he will make a difference. Especially when you put him side by side with the incumbent governor who lacks emotional intelligence in his governance approach. And they have only elevated propaganda to the height of state policy in order to deceive Edo people and to hoodwink them into believing in the tissues of lies that he has rolled out against the political class in Edo State, forgetting that he is one of them. Of course, it's already a matter of public knowledge, discourse that he lied that the APC was asking him to share money, whereas he has ended up in the PDP sharing billions of taxpayers' money in order to obtain party tickets. And today he has gone back to the party which has a slogan, share the money. And this is a man who said he's running a group to share money, even when no one asked him to share money. So compared to Pastor Izzy-Yamo, compared to Obaseki, Pastor Izzy-Yamo is a great word of difference in that he understands the problems of the state, he understands the challenges of the people, he understands both economic, social, and the political issues affecting the state. And he understands the news and clearing of the state. And he's going to be able to look at the state as one indivisible unit and be able to put policies and programs together that will affect every segment of the state and every citizen of Edo State. Izzy-Yamo is not going to hire people from outside the state to come and purify the economy of our state.
Sorry, sir, against that, let me interrupt you here. Do you mean investors, private investors?
No, Izzy-Yamo has the network, he has the contact to bring in investment into Edo State. But what I'm saying is that he is not going to allow Edo people to suffer while patronizing non-Edo citizens. Now, what we have seen is that Godwin Obaseki has taken patronage to non-Edo citizens who are not doing investment in Edo State, but they are cutting away our capital. That is what he's doing. And so, it's affecting the economy of the state.
Yes.
He's almost spending the state broke in pursuit of his personal interest, because he has spent in excess of 20 billion in the pursuit of the second term return, including the fight against the former national chairman, including the attempt to decimate party leaders across the state, and the attempt to perpetuate himself and force himself on the PDP, who have now sold the party to him, simply because they've been in opposition for a very long time. And so it was like a homecoming for a man who specializes in stealing the economy dry, stealing the purse of the state dry, because they themselves have said so in the past.
Okay. All right, quickly, you are from Edo State, and Edo State is said to be the heartbeat of Nigeria. How can you see that state? What are the natural resources that you think can really generate internal revenue?
Edo State is an oil-producing state. Oil-producing state.
Wow.
Edo State is the highest oil and gas producing state in the whole of the Niger Delta Development Commission state. So, to that extent, Edo earns a 50% derivation from the federal government. That is one. It has it contributes to the national revenue.
Okay.
Two, Edo State is rich in agricultural, in arable land that are fertile for all kinds of crops. Is it rubber? Is it cocoa? Is it timber? Is it timber? Is it palm plantation? Is it plantain? Is it name it? So the natural resources in Edo State are quite humongous. That an investment in that sector will not only stimulate the economy of the state, but will generate a lot of jobs.
Wow.
And improve the economic well-being of the people of the state. It's not by paying lip service. This administration of Obaseki has collected huge loans from the CBN and from other sources for investment in agriculture, but there's nothing to show for it. So the incoming government of Pastor Ozor Ijamu will ensure effective mobilization of resources to ensure that there is investment into agriculture by all means, either through government direct involvement or through public-private partnership, and through direct involvement of the citizens themselves in farming activities. Yes. Apart from that, Edo State boasts of mineral resources.
Okay.
And that is why the Edo North Central District of the state is paying host to a number of companies that are investing in solid mineral exploitation for the production of bauxite, cement, and all manners of products. So that is a huge impact that it can make on the economy of the state from the northern flank of the state. So there are a lot that if well organized, that Edo State will benefit very hugely from the abundant mineral, natural, and crude oil resources of the state.
Exactly. And then when we took a trip research into places like Ojira and Afe, we found out that they could also mine gold. What is your take on that?
Those are the untapped potentials. We have a lot of them. There are untapped potentials in terms of resources in Edo State, even gold. Yeah. And of course, you know that the federal laws govern the exploitation of mineral resources. So those are things that a governor who knows what he's doing will partner with the Ministry of Solid Minerals, Federal Ministry of Solid Minerals, to maximize the exploitation of those mineral resources, including gold, including all manners of
limestone,
across the state.
You say
is to partner. If the state government to partner very effectively with the